We're not leading with NFL Championship Sunday?
No.
I guess because it's an NBA game where a guy does something that has not been done in 44 years. You got to see it to believe it.
I watched the whole game.
Actually, I think I read it on the ticker somewhere.
The email sent to my sidekick,
it was just said Kobe 81.
81 or 51?
Nobody believed it.
man, that's unbelievable.
I just couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I mean, this says it all by itself. I mean, there's just nothing that needs to be said about this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
Do you remember the first time you actually had the feeling that you were flying?
Yeah, I was about 8 years old and I couldn't dunk, so I just jumped off a trampoline. My parents almost killed me.
Let me say this. Is there any question at all right now who the best guard in the game is? Anybody with sense should know Kobe's the man right now. Make absolutely no mistake about it. He is unstoppable.
Taking over the game for his team would be a theme for Bryant's career.
Now Kobe hit on his way in. The first is in anyway, even with the contact early. He's got 12 of the first 19 for the Lakers.
I just had a lot of motivation that game.
Now Kobe, deep three, got it! Lakers lead by 8.
That young man is
for
on
Kobe.
a roll, boy.
Dell was on the other side. I said, okay, this is my time. This is my chance to pay Dell back for not playing me all those minutes my first year. So, that was certainly a little bit of motivation for me.
Another three. Kobe puts the Lakers up by 10, 50-40, at 32 points and counting for Kobe. Start to an MVP season for Kobe. Yes! A new career best in the foul. Kobe's at 58.
Are you kidding me? Well, I'll tell you something. He's giving the fans their money's worth tonight.
He was giving us pull-up threes. He was giving 1-on-5 and transition scoring. I mean, he was on the block. He was making threes. He was making everything.
I don't believe it. Incredible. 95, 61. Adds to his career best. 62 for Kobe.
I take it back. He is good because he has more than Dallas has.
At the time, I did not know. It didn't dawn on me that is what took place.
They better get him a standing O right now because this is the last you'll see him tonight. The young man is done.
I figured he was quite hot, but I didn't know he outscored our entire team. But, he didn't play again in the fourth, and I remember the discussion, what could he have after? He could have easily had 80 that night.
Phil Jackson asked me to ask Kobe if he wanted to go in the beginning of the fourth quarter and try to get 70. And Kobe looked up at the scoreboard. We were up by about 30. And he said, no, I'm not going to go in. We don't need it tonight. I'll get it another night.
Ryan comes up to me and goes, man, are you crazy? We have never seen anything like this. This will probably never, ever happen again. You need to go back in there, and you might be able to get 80 points.
And he said, yeah, we're up 30 tonight, though. I'll do it another time.
And I remember I just looked at him and said, when the time is right, there'll be a time this season where I'll do it. And I went and I sat down. And he just looked at me and he said, man, you're crazy. And that was that.
What do you say we play a little basketball here at Staples Center? The Raptors and the Lakers. Raptors been residing in the basement of the Atlantic for most of the year, although they have crawled out of it with the Knicks losing last night.
So take us back to that day, that morning, when you were the 81-point game. How did you feel that morning?
My body was actually a little sore that morning, actually. But my body was pretty sore. I think we just came off a tough loss. And we were playing Toronto, and the team just weren't in sync.
you get to the arena, next thing, you know, the game's about to start. Do you have any sense of anything special you're feeling that night?
No, not at all. I knew that, you know, games prior to this one, I've been getting double teamed pretty hard.
Made a name for himself a little bit in Milwaukee, then down in Houston. He's one of those guys that Kobe easily knifes through and scores.
And I knew, you know, at that point, the next possession after that, I drove down the middle.
Rebound taken by Kobe Bryant. Here's Kobe. Oh, sweet move. Uses glass and scores.
Yeah, I knew that at that point, all I had to do was attack.
Kevin George guns it to Min. Little backdoor. Kobe scores on the slam.
He had, I think, 3 consecutive 30-point games.
Kobe reverse layup to score.
So once I started doing that, then I started getting a rhythm. And then it was just a matter of me putting the ball in the hole.
Just about every night. Kobe is back in and not a moment too soon. And he immediately hits a 3. Here's Kobe. Kobe trying to answer back for 2.
Still, first half was, I mean, it had 20 points at halftime, 16 points at halftime, something like that. We found ourselves down by 16, 17 points, something like that.
Well, he's got 26 at halftime. He might have to get 50 tonight for the Lakers to pull this one out.
We, as a team, we weren't really playing that well. And Kobe has a tendency of, all right, we're going to play team ball, but if it starts going in a different direction, I'm going to take over.
The Lakers are down 14. They've got to win the first 5. And if they do that, I think they'll win this game.
So at halftime, I just said, I'm going to come out here in the third quarter and I'm going to go after them. And I'm not going to stop. And that's exactly what I did.
Go ahead, guys. Get on my back. We'll see what we can do. 35 for Kobe.
I was just determined, you know, just locked in, just tuned in to what was going on out there and just blocked everything out and just zeroed in on being more aggressive and just setting the tempo. So this was very similar to the Dallas game as far as, you know, my mentality. I felt like I was having a special night when Lamar kept reminding me that I was having a special night, and every time out, he'd come to me and say, "You can't get 50."
Knocked away by Kobe. Great hustle by Kobe. He's going to score. And dunk, Lakers lead.
Well, that's 51 for number 8.
And next time I go, he just looks at me and goes, "You can't get 60."
Kobe goes straight to the dribble. Kobe Bryant, he's got 61 points.
And then by the last time he says, "Well, go on, get 80 then."
For 3 again. Yes!
Well, there's 70.
That wasn't something that was out of the realm of possibility in my mind because of the amount of work that I put in. I mean, that summer I put a lot of time in the gym. I put a lot of time on the track. And I could run all day and run at a high speed all day long. And I'd taken so many shots. I mean, my shot felt sharp.
Kobe's got the Laker record.
72.
So it's like if my foot stays on the gas, there could be games where I do have 80 points.
Being out on the floor with him, like I knew he was hot, and I would look up and see, like, dang, that scoreboard looks broken.
That's 75.
Because, like, there's never 75 next to somebody's name.
The most important thing, I think, for players that come after me is you don't want to ever limit your imagination because people may think you're crazy, but if us as athletes don't think that it's possible to do these things, how in the world can we inspire people?
Kobe Bryant, 28 for 46 from the field. This would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81-point game. 55 in the second half. Listen to this crowd for number 8, Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely incredible. Last time I talked to you, you had 62, a career high. You just scored 81 points, the second most points in the history of the NBA. second only to Will Chamberlain. It comes to the victory. What can you say?
I couldn't even dream of this when I was a kid. There's just no way possible. It's just, just a blessing from above to be able to play this game, and more importantly, get out of here with this W. That's what really matters. I mean, I think it probably sank in for me after the game, and B. Shaw just came up to me and just looked at me and said, "Man, you are crazy." He said, "You told me when the time comes, you'll be able to do it, and I thought you lost your mind." And man, I can't say that you're that crazy anymore.
I spoke to Coach Sam Mitchell of the Toronto Raptors earlier today. Here's what he told me. Steve, we doubled him. We trapped him when he got past half court. A couple of times we triple teamed him. We played the box and one, which you don't use unless you're in college. He said, Steve, I did everything but mug that boy.
Then once I came out the game, it was like that, that old moment, you're like. I think it was Lamar who whispered to me, he said, "You can't get 60. Dang, 60. Oh, shit.
I mean, you basically demoralized them, which is what you like to do. When did you know that you were going for 80?
Well, when I had about 77 points in the crowd. And the crowd just got into it, and my teammates just got into it, and they wanted to see me go for it, and that's what I tried to do.
Let me tell you, I was sitting in my basement in Boston playing dominoes with a couple of my friends. The Laker game was on, and I kid you not, he was at 50, and I was like, oh, that's Kobe going off. When he got to 50, it was like, oh, that's just one of those days. And then it's like, he's at 70, and I turn around, we stopped playing dominoes. We're like, hold on, what is going on here? He got what?
26 in the first half. And you do the math for a second. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just credit to one of the greatest players to ever play the game. So
those are numbers as a kid that you score on the video game. Like when you just use one player to score all the points, and this actually happened. This is something while I played the game back, I thought I would never see in an NBA game with my own eyes.
Going back to when you were a little kid, how far do we got to go to find that many points? Like elementary school, driveway with the dad, ever?
Never. I didn't. Not even in my dreams. Not even in my dreams. It was something that just kind of just happened, man. It just happened. It's tough to explain. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Talk about what led up to the big monster 81-point game.
Well, it was 1,000 makes a day in the summertime. And going through things just as I would during the game. So everything that I did throughout the course of my training was literally simulating that. So it was all game shots. So when it came in the game, things were just automatic. By the time the season came around, it was all just muscle memory. My grandma used to tell me when I was in high school, I used to play so many games, and steam would be coming off my head after the last game. And, she'd just be like, "You're wearing yourself out, you're doing too much," and all that sort of stuff. And then the fast forward years down the road, for every come to her first professional game that she sees, me scoring 81. It really wearing myself out. But it was great, man. It was great for her to be here and to see that.
Jalen! Oh, no. Hey, Cole, how you doing? How retirement treating you?
It's great, man. It's great. Just, a little writing, a little investing.
Nice. So I don't know if you saw the thing on Twitter about your statue.
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, I figured that. Me either.
A drink, Mr. Bryant?
Yeah, I'll have a vodka martini.
How many olives would you like?
81.
Really?
Nah, man, I'm just playing. Just two. Joke for him. He gets it.